Fourth time lucky. I've had to stop recording this because I keep bursting into tears. This book will change your mind about mental health. I cried so much in this book because I didn't cry in the scientific bits because some people, I don't understand what all these big words and these letters mean. But this book is intercut with first-hand accounts, non-fictional, but of course they changed the names of people who have suffered or been in direct contact with people who have suffered from so-called mental illness. No one's immune, and the way we diligently go around making sure we protect ourselves from physical harm should be the same way we go around protecting ourselves from mental injury. But we don't, because we don't understand it, and it's not a part of the collective consciousness apart from these people who go to school to study it as something that we're interested in talking about. And I feel very serious right now. I feel very I just guess that this book really honed in on a lot of things, even with myself and my own mental health, and English culture as a society, the Western society, and how, gosh, we are so, we're on thin ice, you know? And there are bits in this book where it talks about, you know, we're more socially engaged, we're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, but we're less happy. When I was in Cuba, there was so much peace because there was a lack or an absence of striving for something better. It just was what it was, you know? Did this book change my mind about mental health? I already had a very open mind. I already wanted to understand mental health anyway. I wasn't scared of it. There was no stigma for mental health to me. I think it's something that should be discussed regularly and openly and publicly, like bigger. I think it should be discussed on a bigger platform constantly. So my mind didn't need to be changed, but I did want to learn more about it. And I learnt loads, and a lot of the stuff I learnt made me sad. It made me sad that some statistics in terms of environmental things that you can't control can be a trigger to losing your grasp or anyone's grasp on this reality that we all occupy. So there's things outside of you that can affect you. I mean, anything can affect you, do you know what I mean? But there are certain triggers, and I guess all of the odds that are stacked up against a specific demographic, that really shocked me. And then the recreational things we do, the stuff we need to do to relax or whatever, how that stacks up against us, and that can also affect our mental health. Then, man, it was rough. And then also there are people who don't touch alcohol and don't touch drugs, and they still find themselves in a hole of mental health issues where their reality is altered, and that is their belief. This book was eye-opening, and I didn't enjoy reading it. But at the end of the book, when it kind of described everything we had learned on the journey, and I say we, like, I feel like other people in the world that had also read this book probably at the same time that I was reading it, discovered together on a journey, was quite profound. And I kind of want to find it so that I can read it to you, but I hope it's not the whole... Okay. I hope it's not like the whole chapter, because I don't want to read the whole chapter, because yeah, it is the whole chapter. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to read something from the beginning of the book, which I took down as a note, and then I'm going to read something from the end of the book, which helped me conclude the journey of reading this book, but also made it worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? Like, it made me go, okay, yeah, I needed to read that. So at the beginning of the book, I've got my notes. At the beginning of the book, Nathan says, this is something that writing a novel and reading one and mental health care have in common. To do each of them requires bucket loads of empathy, of striving to understand and share the feelings of other people. So seeing as that was the beginning, I was like, okay, I know what I'm in for. I know I can share feelings. Okay, I'll read this bit at the ending. Okay, we've heard the story of the key holder, but we're all key holders, aren't we? But we're all key holders of sorts, aren't we? We make decisions about people based on ideas and orthodoxies that we may never have once questioned. We place people in the corners of our minds, locking them there. Sometimes we do the same to ourselves. I hope that this book has been able to unlock a few such doors. To push them open, though, requires more than I can do here. It involves many people having many more conversations. My hope now is that you, yes, you, will take the conversation that we've started here and continue it with all of us, with others, but it's about all of us. By talking and listening carefully, we can push those doors wide open. I wonder what else we'll find. It's the beginning. So yeah, that was quite beautiful. Let me just like cover a couple of the things that I found really interesting. This kind of goes back to me when I said where none of us are immune. There was a part in the book where he goes, we humans are not, on the whole, especially rational creatures. Our minds are filled with prejudices, superstitions, misremembered details, lies we've told ourselves, and opinions held as facts. I know that's true. And I don't know if I've said this already, or I might have said this in one of the videos that I tried to make before, but I couldn't do it because I kept crying. Was on page 187, he mentions, people spend more time on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, are less happy. I came off the gram and Twitter at the beginning of this year. Yeah, I can't lie to you, I go and creep sometimes, but every time I do, I feel really low. And I think I'm not doing that again for a minute anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because there are some of my friends that I want to say. Anyway, this has got nothing to do with what I'm saying. Basically, the book was a mad one and a hard one, but I'm glad I read it. And I hope you guys, whoever watches this, if anyone ever watches this, have a chance to read it too. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for spending time with me. I'm gonna go release all of the rest of this energy. I'm gonna go have a good cry, basically, because those are important too.